right, everybody, it's the Todo Latino Show. I'm your host, Rafael. I'm joined, as always, by Daisy and Yobi D. How are you two this week?
Good.
Yeah, you guys coming together all alive.
I know.
Open, bulging
It's
eyes.
been a
Like,
long
what did you
week.
do?
It's been, oh my God, already we're like in mid-February. What's going on?
Yeah.
We actually got to attend a red carpet together this week, so that was exciting.
Yes,
I know. Actually,
that
we
was
got to attend
fun.
quite two events. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we were able
you
to
guys
do.
went to one.
I went with the Pan African Festival.
Yes.
With Yobi, and then all together we went to,
Back to back.
the Netflix premiere of Players.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. And for those of you who you know, the show's been kind of uplifted in the last couple of weeks, and we've been able to do some really amazing things. So we're really excited about it. Really, we're going to share some of that with you during the show. But we're going to start now with our highlights. Daisy, what you got?
And in other Bad Bunny news too, him and J-Lo will be doing co-chairing for the Met Gala. I didn't know exactly what that meant, so I had to do some research. And they're kind of going to be helping out with the event. Like, did you guys know what co-chairing meant?
I mean, so from my understanding, first of all, I don't pay attention to the Met Gala.
Co-chair.
It's literally for people with a lot of money, which I don't have. So for me, I see all these people go to this thing and they're dressed all funny, and it almost looks like a masquerade.
because it has a theme. Every
this
year it
year's
has a
theme is Sleeping Beauties.
Yeah, that's why people dress,
But
accordingly.
Have you attended the Met Gala before?
No, not yet. I haven't been invited.
It's
Maybe
actually
I
my dream
have to check my mail.
to attend a red carpet event for the Met Gala and do interviews. So I love the fashion. I love it.
Props to you. I have no interest
No?
in going there. I just think everybody who's gone to it, especially if you're the type of person like, for instance, AOC went last year and she got ripped for it just because, she's talking about, how all these rich people, they don't,
the thing that she had on
and
her
then
dress.
she's attending and trying to make a statement there with her dress. And it's just like, okay, well, you were able to go. Like why would you attend if you have this disdain for all these people? Just don't
had
go.
to drop
like
a
you boycott
message.
it.
So what do you guys think about Bad Bunny and J-Lo being co-chair for the Met Gala? Is it representation that we are seeing, or you guys?
I mean,
don't
it
really
depends on
care?
what they're doing with that. If they are determining how the Met Gala represents this year, then that's cool because you get kind of like a Latinidad spice to
I
the
can
event.
get J-Lo because J-Lo definitely is a pioneer in fashion. She's
is.
always peace
I
and
mean,
cues.
so is he though.
Yes,
He is too.
has.
He is
And
too.
actually, the last time he went to the Met Gala, he had these ornaments. And the ornaments of gold that he was wearing actually is Panamanian, influence. And I think it was in an article they mentioned about that. Like, he literally, in detail, took upon himself to, make sure that every piece that he was wearing represented something and meant something.
Wow.
I mean, I'd be interested to see what they do, but I can already see backlash coming. You know how it is. Society is just really weird. So they're going to turn around and ask why these two are doing it. Especially, the first question is going to come out. It's like, why is it that all the Latinos who get chosen to do these particular type things always look the same color-wise and all kinds of stuff. So just get ready because we'll be having this conversation
The heat
again.
will come.
Definitely.
As we get closer. But from a fashion standpoint, they are two that are redefining how fashion is in the industry when it comes to the Latino community. So I hope that they do a really good job because if it makes the Met Gala a lot more inclusive and allows for a lot more people of color to be represented at that event, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Amen.
That would be amazing. Look, she threw an amen out there. It's like, all right, so my highlight. Isaiah Pacheco, got to give it up for my Boricua, man. The first running back in NFL history to start and win 2 Super Bowl titles in his first 2 seasons. He rushed for almost 1,000 yards. For those of you who don't understand, that means he ran the ball for a lot during the season, especially in an offense that's very pass-heavy. So really cool. He had a touchdown in 3 of his post games this season. And the cool thing about it is you can check him out. Like after the win, the first thing you see is him repping that Puerto Rican flag. So congrats to my boy Pacheco. You can see him here. He's wearing the Puerto Rican, flag attached to the back of his helmet. He's sporting the Puerto Rican flag, for Gadiel, who's listening. He's sporting the Puerto Rican flag on the stadium floor, and then he was sporting it with the Lombardi Trophy out there. So Major shout out to my boy, El Puerto Ricano. He's from New Jersey too, so we repping.
Was he the only Latino in the Super Bowl?
No, there was a
there's
few,
a
but
listing.
he was probably the most notable one just because he's done a lot for the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs. So there was a few others that were on the San Francisco 49ers, but they lost. So,
But still, shout out to the Panamanian
Close call. They
player.
almost won.
yeah, cool. I mean, it was a good game. For those of you who didn't see the Super Bowl,
Oh my
Hey,
god,
I watched
game.
the.
it
halftime
was
show.
crazy.
that was good. I told my son though, we were actually watching the game and we got into the overtime, and he was like, "Oh, who do you think is going to win?" And I'm like, "Look, I was playing DFS, and for those of you who like FanDuel and I'm like, statistically speaking, the 49ers have zero chance of winning this overtime Super Bowl. They just don't." And I had a bunch of people who were like, "How did you know that?" And I was just like, I mean, that they're just two different teams, and one of them is built to win games last minute, and the other one is actually like more of a game manager type team. And
I don't know. Did Taylor Swift have something to do with it?
Oh,
I don't know.
nah, in this case, nah, because
You know sports, so you know.
yeah,
you know
I
how
mean,
it goes.
that you can see the amount of effort that the Chiefs have been doing this all year. So we can get into sports, but we'll be here for
All
hours
day,
because I
all
love
day.
sports. But the Chiefs have been doing this all year. They're the comeback kings. So congratulations to Pacheco and being able to represent and for putting that representation out there. I mean, he doesn't technically have to, and but he's very proud of it, and that's what it's all about. Having players that go out there and you rep the community and bring the community to the forefront. So big shout out.
Shout out. Okay, talking about shout outs, remember that we were talking in the last conversation about the representation of film directors, diversity,
Oh,
minorities.
the Oscars. Yeah, the Oscars.
So, as we mentioned earlier, we had the opportunity to go to PAF, which is the Pan-African Film Festival. And from us, from the TLS, Todo Latino Show, we want to give a warm welcome or a warm congratulations to Asha Shang, because she's an Afro-Latina. She had the opportunity to premiere her movie, Marque Dos, and
It's a
her
good
lead,
flick.
right? And it was so much fun, and it's just to see also her lead characters, but overall the diverse in the team, the production from in front and behind the cameras. So I want to say hi, Shamira. We see you, Adargisa. Peace. And also we want to say a quick hello also to Glennie. Glennie did also our superhero short film, and also we say we see you.
that was
Much
a
love.
good.
Right?
I've never attended the Pan African.
It was good?
It was
Yeah,
good.
it was actually. I think the thing that really tripped me out there is obviously we supported our girl Asha and
For
and,
real, yes.
You can see the picture that we're putting on there, and it was just a really good time. She was so nervous.
She was.
She was so nervous. I felt bad for her, and we were just trying to calm her down. But I think a lot of it is just because to have your film selected like that and to be showcased, especially in that group of films.
Right? In the category that I'm like,
That category was strong.
I literally told her, I said, everything is coming out great. I'm like,
Yeah.
estás,
So,
everything
but we
is
got
coming
to-
in good.
We got to spend time with her. We get to spend time with them at the after party, and it's just really good to be able to support a friend, especially when a friend achieves, to that.
The journey has been long.
Because it's not easy. Filmmaking is not easy, and so for anybody who's trying to get into the industry, just getting a short film like the one that she has into those festivals is a process.
Yes.
And so huge shout out to her. We spoke for a little bit. We took pictures there and so forth, and we just very congratulatory and can't wait to see because she's got other films coming out this year.
the whole
so-
team is amazing.
Oh yeah, and they were so energetic. It was just fun to be there. It was like
It looked like you guys had fun.
Oh my God.
it was just a lot of fun. It was just a bunch of Latinos clowning, and then she gave out coffee. Like
Yes.
Latino
I
thing.
have 2 packets.
Don't tell me she gave out coffee at 10 p.m.
no.
like
It was
8 p.m.?
It was afternoon. I think we started watching the thing like around
7
4.
o'clock. Yeah, something like that.
She gave them the short film set started at like 4. It ended like around I would probably say like 5:30.
Yeah.
So I guess
yeah.
it's close to what you were saying. But
No,
she was handing
Latinos have a
out-
habit of drinking coffee at 8 p.m.
No,
and
we're
they
not
go to bed.
drinking, but she had
no, She
packets.
was giving out like bags of coffee. Like
Yeah.
she had a basket full of bags of
Oh,
coffee. It was really
nice.
cool.
Did you guys save me some?
No.
I can get you.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't have to turn around. Asha, you got to get her what we didn't.
Cafecito
yeah.
con
No la traemos.
Daisy.
Yeah,
I know, right?
That's funny. All right, so I got really cool news. So
Oh my God, everybody's happy about this one.
Yeah. The last highlight for this week Marvel Fantastic Four. The news came out this week, and it spread fast. Pedro Pascal is officially a part of the Marvel Universe. And Fantastic Four as Reed Richards. I don't know why I said Reeds. A.K.A. Mr. Fantastic. The news was released during Valentine's Day. I don't know if you guys saw it. And the post on social media, and it gave everybody it was like a happy Valentine's Day card with the cast. Joining him will be like Vanessa Kirby, who's going to be Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn, who's going to be Johnny Storm, and Eben Moss. I think it's Bachrock or Bach. I don't know how to say his last name. If I am butchering your name, my friend, you can just let me know. But he's going to be playing AKA the Thing. But you can see the Valentine's card. It's actually really cool. Fans were jumping all over it. I mean, they're just really excited for this. We're excited for this. It's the first time that I'm truly excited to see the Fantastic Four. I think he's going to be really good at that role, and hopefully Marvel does a really good job at
We've been waiting for this one for a while.
I mean, I just hope they don't mess it up.
Right?
Marvel has.
When was the last time we had the Fantastic Four?
Wow. With Jessica Alba.
No, Jessica Alba was not the last one. It was there wasn't. I can't remember the actors for the other one. And that just in itself tells you why.
Oh wow!
That's not the actors thing. That's just a me thing.
It's a you thing.
Yeah, I watched the original. I thought it was really good with Jessica Alba, and But for me, there's been a lot of movies that took place since then, and so Marvel is now held to a different standard. So hopefully
it was in 2015 with.
Yeah, exactly. You have to look.
You don't
it
even
up.
remember Jessica Alba, yeah.
Oh my God, Michael B. Jordan was there.
Michael B. Jordan is in the newer cast. Mm-hmm. That's the newer cast. I think he's
2015.
The one that plays Flynn. So yeah.
Also,
that's the news for that. I don't want to go too far into it because Marvel, you and I have an issue.
Ooh.
Start making out. This is a Latino who's going to be at the forefront of this movie. Don't mess this up. We just saw the Marvels, and you messed this up. So, for me and some other movies that they've put out there, Love and Thunder and all these other movies that are just absolutely hard, please do this man proud.
Everything he's in is good, so we have faith.
Which is why I know that if it gets messed up, it's not Pedro's fault.
Rafi's gonna come after you.
You know what I'm saying? If this movie gets messed up, it's not Pedro's fault. And it's gonna be the writers and the VP of Marvel and all that.
Don't set your expectations too high. Just
You're right.
Because you may be disappointed.
You're right about that, because I'm now going into Marvel's movies going, I'm going to be disappointed.
You know what's crazy? That I was excited to watch Madam Web, and everybody is saying it's terrible, so now I'm not. So.
I mean, I would still watch it though.
I'm still gonna watch it, but you see, everybody's
I wouldn't if you're having that doubt. I haven't spent money on a Marvel movie except for the streaming side. So I'm spending on it technically, but not at the movie theater. I haven't done it since Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And to be honest,
that was a great movie.
It was a great movie, but everybody went over there because Tobey Maguire's gonna be in it.
And
it was just
that was
so
fun.
much.
Yeah. That was fun.
There was so many actors thrown into it that you were just okay, this is gonna make $1 billion. It's not the case here. We're not, for me, I will go watch it if I know that they're going to do a good job with the representation of this movie and let him be who he needs to be. So,
but coming back to Madame Web,
yeah,
with Dakota, I'm so sorry. I just haven't seen anything relevant in order for me to invest.
Really?
And
I don't know.
They haven't given her that role, And even Shades of what
we have our Latina
50
in the
Shades
movie.
of Grey.
I don't know if you guys
haven't
saw.
seen that one either. I will check it out, like you said, maybe streaming, but I don't know if I'm going to.
Isabela Merced, she's in the movie.
That's what I mean by these movies. So they're doing their PR. You see their PR everywhere. She's obviously being pushed in the Latino market. She's trying to bring the Latino market into this. The question's going to be is she's not the only person in the movie. What do they do with the movie? And that's my biggest issue with Pedro Pascal. He's technically in the lead. I mean, it's Reed Richards. Mm-hmm. Don't mess up the storyline and the movie about it. Because that's gonna if you put Pedro Pascal in a position where the movie's gonna flop, that just puts him in a bad position. It's almost like when Ryan Reynolds did whatchamacallit. Oh, I forgot his.
He's in.
I forgot the movie that he's in Marvel.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
Green Lantern.
There you
so Ryan, it's the movie he regrets doing till this day.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's a DC, obviously, but he regrets that until this day. Like he makes fun of it. It's part of his promo. I don't
But like
want
you said,
Pedro
it's
Pascal.
not the actor's fault. It's the writer's fault at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you have to put out a good story. And they have now, Pedro Pascal, put out a good story, because if not, you're going to have a bunch of people pissed off, that you put out another mediocre Marvel movie.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see. All right. In the news, street vendors in Los Angeles can now operate at some of the city's most popular tourist spots after the council voted Tuesday to remove the ban on no street vending zones. It was a unanimous vote. You and I, we all know how we feel about this. 15-0 is actually, city council member removed the bans on 7 zones where street vendors were prohibited from working. That was like Hollywood Walk of Fame, Hollywood Bowl, Dodger Stadium, LA Live, so that's like the crypto arena area, Universal Studios, the City Walk, Exposition Park, and El Pueblo de Los Angeles Historical Monument. Before, vendors who would go in there, they would be removed, they could be arrested, all these things. But now that they're allowed, I want to talk about the top 5 foods that we get or that we love as vendors. I'll let you all decide which ones are your favorite, and then we'll go with the top 5. So what are some of the foods that you all love from your food vendors?
You know what? Number 5, the sliced fruit, the frutero. It's like, I like those. I really do. But I'm debating between the fruit or the elote. I'm like,
I like it all.
Elote?
I like
but I gravitate every time that I see el frutero. I just go there. I'm
I
like,
haven't bought one
in the cup, in the
fruit.
tray.
Of the fruit. I just
But
feel
it's
like I can get the
so-
fruit. No, the fruit
No,
one.
that's the best fruit, and they cut it
El
in front of you,
frutero.
and they
I
add
don't know, tell
limon,
me.
they
Do they
add
make a juice with
tajín,
that, or you just buy
No,
fruit?
They chop it up really nice,
and they give you a lot of fruit
yes,
for a good price.
especially the slices of coconut. Oh my God. The only thing I'm not a fan of is jicama. Sorry, don't
Oh, I
come
don't like
after
jicama.
me.
I don't like
come
jicama
after me.
either.
Jicama.
Jicama.
You gotta-
Jicama.
Jicama.
But
Jicama.
watermelon,
Jicama.
all
There
that,
What is that?
coconut.
Jicama is, it looks like cocoa, but it's not. It's like a white
Yeah, but
fruit.
it's kind of dry.
Yeah, it's a little dry.
It's not just not my
It doesn't sound good just by the way you guys are describing it, so we'll leave it at that. What do you guys think is going to be the number 1, though?
El elote.
Elote?
I think
Elote.
it's. You think? Wow.
All right, so let's go
Hot
through
dogs. Maybe some people would like a hot dog too.
it. Top 5 foods we get at vendors.
Churros.
Number 5, we asked this to our audience. Number 5 was sliced fruit, like what you mentioned. And so a lot of people love getting sliced fruit. I've seen it. I've never bought it. I can just get fruit at home. So
It's
I'm gonna,
very reasonable
like-
price. And it's worth it. Like they stack it up. It's really good.
do they put something on it, or is it just fruit?
If you want
Tajín and
tajín,
limon and chile and everything.
Oh, okay.
The whole
Lime
shebang.
See, I'm
It's
not, a
good.
Chile, I'm not a
juice.
Chile person, so
Yeah,
I
it's
give you props on
good.
that. All right, number 4, bacon wrapped hot dogs.
That's good too.
For some people.
I can honestly say that I would have loved to have that, except for the fact that the one time I did have it, I had it at Santa Monica
And you got
at
sick.
the Met. No, it tasted like nothing.
What?
Did you get everything on it? Bacon,
I had
onions,
everything. It
tomatoes.
came with the bacon. It came with the
Con los sweet
the
peppers.
and all kinds of stuff. Mine tasted like just pure grease. So whoever
Wow.
was cooking that day, I apologize. I don't mean to call you out. Not like I knew who they were, anyways. But
Thanks to you, the babbler will not have any street vendor
I'm gonna have
hot
to try it
dogs.
somewhere. I have to try it somewhere else
we
because
gotta,
that.
you gotta be by the what is now called the crypto arena. I
Maybe.
cannot keep up with all these names.
So
I
yeah.
will say the best
Around
thing is
there.
getting out of a concert, starving, walking to the car, and getting a hot dog on the way to the car. So,
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, number 3 is raspados,
Yes.
which I would definitely
I
go.
haven't seen
Vanilla
them yet.
flavored are the best.
Shave out.
I'm a
Vanilla.
fruit person though. Like I'll get like the fruit flavored.
They have fruit flavors?
Isn't the
Yeah.
raspados? The,
I always
the
get
coloring?
vanilla. I don't
coloring,
even
the
know.
coloring,
Vanilla
yeah.
con lechera on the
No,
top.
but I mean, can't you get strawberry and all that stuff? Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
no.
I get the strawberry one. I don't know where you getting your raspado. What do you get? A chicken raspado?
No, I get a vanilla raspado with lechera on the top.
Yeah, they have all
and the
kinds of
cocoa.
condensada.
Yeah, they have all
Yeah.
kinds of fruit
Leche
flavor.
condensada,
Yeah, well, that sounds
yeah.
good though. But yeah. Number 2 is my favorite, to be honest with you. Churros.
Yes.
Yes, they
So
never.
I'll get churros from anybody. I don't care,
Right.
man. There's always that lady who's walking around. She's got $5 bags of churros.
Those are
I will
good.
tear
You never
that-
can go wrong with
I
churros.
will
Once again,
tear
with
that up.
limon and chile.
Really, churros?
I like. I
I
mean,
need to. I keep it sweet.
She's got a different palate.
Yeah,
we
I
might
keep
want
it
to check.
sweet.
Churros are the round ones with the little.
It's the
cream.
sticks, man.
They're not sticks.
Aren't the churros?
They're round ones. Oh, you're thinking. Oh, I'm
What
thinking
am I thinking?
chicharrones.
No, you're thinking chicharrones. Yeah, I'm
Chicharrones.
thinking churros. Churros are like.
Oh,
The little
Yeah, you are.
the crinkle ones.
You're like churros with
You're the
lime.
Mexican.
No, I'm thinking about the chicharrones.
Chicharrones. No, I'm talking about churros.
Wait, where's chicharrones in the list? You're
It's
missing
not there.
that.
It's
yeah.
not
It wasn't
there.
one that was mentioned. So look, if you
They
guys,
made the cut.
I'm gonna give the number one. The number one is the one that you guys mentioned, elote. So number one was elote. I'm gonna have to say that it's my, aside from churros, that's my
pick.
go-to, especially since you can't really get it anywhere else on that spot. So for me, yeah, and that was everybody's number
That
one.
was everybody's?
Number one choice. So if we
Tell
missed
us.
one,
Yeah.
like
Churros.
she mentioned.
Tell me that we're
She
not
mentioned
missing
chicharrones.
that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Chicharrones. She keeps saying
Chicharrones.
churros, but she
I
meant
think,
chicharrones.
I think we call them churros, don't we?
No, churros
No?
is. We're
Yeah.
getting.
See?
We're getting a. We're getting
I'm
a
not
difference
wrong.
of things.
We're gonna have to do a.
We need a vote on
real-
this.
Yes.
Do we call? Can we put them on the side of me right here? Do we call these churros or chicharrones? Please vote.
She's like,
From my understanding, they're called churros. Those are the skinny ones that the guy makes.
I think
it's a
churros are
dessert.
both
ones,
of them.
yeah.
I think they're both. See, he's saying yes over there.
Okay, so apparently one of our producers.
wow,
is sitting
that's
there
a
saying
new
yes,
for me.
so,
Churros.
Thank
That's a
you.
new for me.
I thought
Well,
I was
we're gonna-
crazy.
Hey, now we have two different polls. One is if we missed it, and do you agree first of all that elote is one of
What
them?
is the name of
It's
this
the number
item?
one.
Yeah.
The second one is whether or
would
not
you call
this
it?
is called a churro or just a chicharrón. So yeah, well, now we have a double
If
one.
I
on
win,
there.
I get a Starbucks gift card. Thank you.
I mean, I'll get you a drink. I don't know a whole gift card. That's not a whole
Joking.
gift card worthy. No, I'm just kidding. Second of all right. So this fool
I'm so
canceled
sad.
after
Not
2
this
years.
fool,
Yeah,
but the
not
show.
not that fool. This fool was canceled after 2 years on Hulu.
That's
And
nuts.
let's just say, like, fans are just not happy. I'm not happy.
what is even left at this point? All these shows. What is going on?
I did a whole like promotional interview and thing
For real.
for this. And the fact that for whatever reason they decided to cancel the show just makes no sense to me. It was top, like it was fresh tomato, like, you know, fresh on the tomatoes. The show had a lot of fanfare, especially here in this region on the West Coast,
It was capturing the
because it was-
culture in such a way.
because it was portraying like
The alley
it
lifestyle.
was kind of like well, it
Yes.
was also kind of breaking the stereotypes of like gang mentality, you know, and kind of giving a real life.
How they call it,
You
like
know, a
the,
test.
the cholo culture too.
Yeah, and so there was just a lot of representation. Now we've had like quite a few shows that got taken out this year, and I just don't understand.
So what is the reason? What do you guys think is the reason why these Latino shows are getting canceled?
I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're just not getting promoted. Now, unfortunately, this fool got caught up at a time where we had the strike. And so season 2 was coming out. They weren't able to promote it. The only person that was able to promote it, we interviewed her. We just weren't able to get the same kind of, the same
You
kind of
did
promotion
the
and marketing.
custom design or something like that?
Yeah.
The lady?
It was a sister. Like we turned around and we were able to, Chris Estrada's a sister. And so for us, I just don't understand. The fans are going nuts. It's like, you cancel this fool, now I'm gonna cancel my subscription. I mean, they're taking this to heart. Finding out this fool got canceled is the worst news I've heard all year. It was by far the best and most interesting Latino show on TV. We really can't have shit, which is kind of true, especially when you see that some of the other shows have been canceled. Gentrified, like Gentrified. What is it? The one that
Was On My Block canceled too?
not On My Block, but the spinoff. We had what's her name show got canceled that we actually promoted on.
I know which one you're talking about.
one?
That
With
was
Love.
a remake.
I think it was Is it With Love?
With Love is canceled?
With Love, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I did not know.
So that was
I
canceled on
watched
Prime.
it. Yeah.
It was like from the same
That's
creators of
sad.
Facts of Life. What is the other one?
And then now you have so Frankie Quinones, who's one of the actors on there. When you find out this fool got canceled, I'm still trying to process this. Like, he found out the same way everybody else found out. Feels like a homie died. Thank you to my homeboy Chris Estrada and the whole crew. I will forever be proud of this show. Thanks to everyone who's already out there trying to save this fool. So there's a hashtag Save This Fool, and I think what they're trying to do is they're going to try to get the show moved
To another network?
from that network and try to see if another network tries
Picks
to
it
buy
up.
it. So for those of you who really enjoyed the show, I would go make a case, try to see if get on social media. This is not like a show that was bad just because it was terrible. There are some terrible shows out there, and we deserve to get canceled if they are.
With Primos, is it still?
Primos is still on there, still on. But there's a lot of people worried about whether or not Primo will last.
I need to watch it then.
And it's just like, look, the reason that these shows aren't lasting is because companies are not promoting these films the way they do some of these mainstream other like shows and series.
That's what has been said.
That are taking place. There are some shows that are being advertised now that are coming out in August by some of these networks. But this fool, basically, all they did was reach out to the Latino community and try to get them to push it, whether it's influencers or producers or.
I'm not gonna lie. Aside from with Love and Primos, I hadn't heard about that until we covered La Live, and I haven't seen any ads. I haven't seen it on, on any sort of Instagram post or.
So here's the irony of the process, and that's something that we're gonna have to look at in the community as well. So we make up 19% of the population. Mm-hmm. We make up 43% of all stream views. 43%. That means that every single time that Netflix is going and you're turning on Netflix, 43% of the views that are going on Netflix are coming from our community.
Hispanic households.
Mm-hmm. The fact that the representation in those particular streaming networks don't represent that is really bad. And I don't mean by just Griselda and shows that come out like that, because Griselda is a limited series. It's not going to continue. It comes out. You got your 6 episodes.
You have a momentum on that one. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But there's other shows that are being continued that are just terrible. And for whatever reason, we're just like okay with that. So I would definitely join the bandwagon to make sure that, we're trying to get this show pushed onto another network. It's what they did for Yellowstone, or not Yellowstone, but what they did for the other Latino show that we had on CBS. Se me olvidó el nombre de ese.
I was going to give you One Day at a Time. That was allocated. It doesn't come up. I know that was also happening to Gordita's Chronicles. They were trying to pick it up on another network.
Yeah. There was another one. That's another one season.
That was amazing.
One season show. Free. I'm trying to remember the...
I don't know what you're talking about, yeah.
The spinoff for... it's going to come to me. And when it comes to me, I'll tell you, because it was one of those things where they spent the entire year... Free Ridge. Free Ridge was another show. There was a spinoff of On My Block. Mm-hmm. They spent very little advertising for it, and I hammered Netflix for it. I literally wrote an article about it, about the cancellation of Free Ridge, because the show was promoted, came out in February, and by April, it was gone. That was 2 months.
Wow.
Out in February.
It was a comedy drama.
April, canceled.
Gone. Yeah.
Oh, this is with the girl that she's in Abbott Elementary, as a matter of fact. She does special appearances. Yep. Kayla Monterroso.
So that is just not good. I mean, 2 months. They didn't even give the show time to matriculate for people to... The comments on that were, we didn't even know this show was going on. We didn't even know there was a spinoff.
I'm not going to lie. I've never
If I saw an advertising about this show, it was like...
Look, Me Too covered it. Pedro Light covered it. There was a whole premiere for it. There was a red carpet event. They did a whole thing for it. And like I said, I wrote an article about it because I felt it was imperative to kind of give, the marketing aspect of it. I respectfully let Netflix know that I was going to do that. But it's the same case here. Hulu did just not do a good job to advertise and market this and put money behind this the way they do on, for instance, Halo or other different programs that they have on Hulu. And that's why you're seeing viewership going down on those shows. Because if you had put that much money, you would see that it would go cross household. It's hilarious. The show was hilarious.
Wow.
And so, but that's what you got.
I will go watch it. But you said only one season?
Yeah.
There's 2 seasons. It had 2 seasons. So it was canceled after the 2nd season.
Oh, this fool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I could not wait. But now, in other news, switching gears here, have you guys heard about, now talking about, again, female directors? Guess what? America Ferrera, which is currently Oscar-nominated Best Supporting Actress, upcoming in the next Oscar Academy Award ceremony this March. She is going to be directing the adaptation of the novel I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. And it's actually in current development right now. And I'm so excited about this project because the screenwriter from Flaming Hot, Linda Yvette Chavez, is also part of this production as well.
It's one of ours.
Wow.
Like this is
Right? Yeah. And well, there was actually a little bit of a bit of war with this production, and it seems that Amazon obviously won the bid against Netflix. So that means that it's going to be really good.
What you think because Amazon won it over Netflix?
I'm like,
I want to say
Netflix is a pretty good job, but there's more than a war behind that. Well, aren't they kind of upset that America Ferrera's the one that's going to be directing, and they're saying she's not Mexican? So
that's
yeah,
but then again, it's
making
like
it a
again we
bigger
come up
deal.
with a conversation that when are we going to allow ourselves to be in spaces that we need to be? It doesn't matter who it falls on. I'm like, it's
Every
just
single time news comes out like this, it's because you have a small group of people that for whatever reason just can't get their head out of their ass. Like you always have to find something to complain about. First of all, let's get into the acting field. Actors did not become actors so that all they could play is whatever they are.
They are exactly
as a nationality. The whole point of acting is to be able to sometimes even play figures that you maybe idolize or see as role models. America Ferrera is not even acting in this. She's directing it. Okay, so
and this is her first film directing, but because she did a couple of shows for the Superstore.
yeah.
So now she's scaling her skills, and we're going to see what
I don't see
happens.
anything wrong with her directing.
I really
though.
don't.
There's nothing wrong with
no.
it. First of all, let's get something straight. If Pedro Pascal could only play Peruvian or Chilean or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would he? He's now playing Reed Richards on Fantastic Four.
And he wouldn't have played Narcos. As a
okay, these people, she's not even the main actress. So I can see if the main actress, if she was, if the main actress was not Mexican. But even then, that doesn't need to be the case. We spoke with Juan Ayala, who's one of our team members, who's an actor who goes into these fields. He's very adamant. I didn't become an actor just so I can play Salvadorans.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I became an actor so that I could represent the Latino community, so I can play all of these different types as long as I do the part justice. And I think the Latino community needs to stop that. Like, I get the representation aspect of it, especially when it comes to colorism arguments and things like that. You don't want Matthew McConaughey playing Malcolm X. Like,
Well, that's what I was coming to. Remember the whole conversation that we had about James Franco maybe taking the role of Fidel Castro.
That's a different
You see what I
story.
mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
a
people were
different
like
story.
really uproaring on that one.
Now, mind you, James Franco kind of looks like a young Fidel Castro, but even then, that you should be outraged about, because I'm pretty sure there were many Latinos who could play that part. Correct. Doesn't matter what they're bad. They don't have to be Cuban. They don't have to be Mexican.
Correct.
If they can play that part, then it works fine. I think that this will, kind of bite all these people in the ass, people who were trying to raise hell for all these different reasons. We're not meant to just be in compartmentalized and then only Mexicans can play Mexicans and only
We're not
Puerto
meant to be
Ricans.
fighting for the little roles that we get already as it is.
Bro, with 5% of the leads in film, stop bitching about dumb stuff. Like the fact that we have somebody who's directing
Instead of
it.
complaining,
I'm like,
how
somebody
about
at least got it, you know?
like how about you push it out there more? Like how about
Yeah.
you hype us up? Like
I don't know. Be a part of the problem, not
Yeah.
or be a part of the solution, not the problem. I don't understand these people who want to argue about it. Which goes into the next segment. Selena and Yolanda, the secret between them. The documentary
We're
aired
back
last
at this.
night. I didn't watch it, okay? But people have been screaming boycott since this first came out. I'm going to ask you first, what are your thoughts? Are you watching or passing? I'm going to let you first, because you're the Selena,
this. I don't
Selena's
know.
your thing.
There's like a clip where she's like, I want to tell the side of my story. And I'm like, there is no story to tell. Like, you literally killed Selena. Like, there's nothing to tell. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I don't really care for it.
You're not watching it?
No, I don't think so.
Nope, you're not giving it air?
Just kidding.
What about-
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
She's like, I might
Doesn't mean
just
she
do that.
has my support, though. That does not mean she has my support.
What if she puts
I
out
hate the
something in
woman.
there that makes you think twice?
Nope.
No? Well,
No
I
tenemos
will say that
piedad
it's
de
not
Yolanda.
gonna. If anything, it's only gonna bring more light to her. And once she gets out of jail, like she better go and
Hiding.
Well, I mean, I said it. First of all,
Yeah.
people didn't realize this was coming
Right,
out. I
right.
mentioned this on our very
Exactly.
first episode.
You did.
Yeah.
I gave
You
a
did.
warning to everybody. Nobody was. Look, I'm looking straight into the camera. Y'all weren't listening, but I warned you this shit was coming out. And now that Oxygen picked up a whole, I didn't know a documentary was coming out, but I know she was getting set, like she was up for parole. And we talked about it. This woman's
2025.
not going to be able to walk around. She better get like facial stuff. She better look different. And knowing how crazy she is, she'll probably come out looking like
She'll
Selena.
never be able to live a normal
But-
life with no hate.
No, she
She's
can't.
gonna
She's gonna
leave
have to. She's
somewhere
gonna
else.
end up like Griselda. She's gonna be cooking somewhere and blah. Da, and we would
She's
just,
gonna go
you know, we'll
somewhere.
find out like something happened. But I have an issue with the boycott, and here's why.
Why?
I'm not like I wasn't huge on Selena growing up. Like that wasn't my thing. But I want to talk about like why they made the documentary. They made the documentary because of your answer. You saw how you were like, you know what, I might still watch it.
I might, yeah.
Killer movies sell.
True crime.
True.
Yeah, like true crime sells. Okay. We had no problem when they had Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix, and there was a whole series about that. Families were crying. Why are you doing this? You're immortalizing Jeffrey Dahmer, blah, blah, blah.
Reliving.
You had no problem with this. So much that people started dressing like that. I know Latinos who were
Yes,
dressing up like Jeffrey
yes,
Dahmer
yes,
for Halloween. No problem with this. Same thing with Ted Bundy. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, he's like massively cute. He could kill me." Like there were some things out there that was just
That's very
really-
inhumane, and I will say
That
that
is so
the
creepy.
purpose of these films and series is not for people to fantasize about these serial killers. It's to bring light to the serial killer and say, hey,
You're right.
you know, this is a history.
But that's not what's taking place. The majority of people who watch true crime, women.
That's what you're talking.
You are all responsible for why these get made. Like,
But I am not
80%.
fantasizing about bad.
I'm not going to say anything because there was a time in my early 20s, even though I'm giving myself here, but I used to watch a lot of Lifetime. I'm not going to lie.
Hey,
I'm not going to.
Yo,
it is
you didn't say, are you
Lifetime. It's
watching?
literally
Are you watching
Lifetime television
Yolanda?
for where like it's.
I'm going to look it up on demand. I didn't know that it was out. I'm going to look it up.
It's like the first episode was yesterday, the 17th. It's I think it's like a 2-part series.
Yes.
For it. I'm interested to see what she has to say, though I'm obviously not going to spend hours and hours justifying what she did. But if I gave my time to learn about the documentaries and the families of all these other people, Selena's no different. Like, I understand her passing, but if you're going to give that much airway or airtime to somebody else while families were screaming and complaining and all kinds of stuff, then you don't really have a say then as to like which version of the true crime
Who
you're
is
really
valid,
interested in.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's a
'Cause
3-day kind of part. It's long,
I
right?
think it's like a 2 or 3
3 parts.
part documentary
Yeah.
type thing.
Even being in the same room as her, I don't know.
Am I
why
going to watch?
producers would
I
want
am
that.
interested in what she has to say, but it's not going to be anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. For me, it is what it is. I don't have any personal attachment to that.
You don't have to have a personal attachment. She killed a human.
No, I mean,
But
like,
like you
what I
said,
mean, like, I don't have-
glamorizing a murder.
I don't have like a personal attachment in the sense where I'm now emotionally bent because somebody
Yeah.
put out an oxygen thing on it. Like there's many murders out there. Selena's one of them. Like it's just there's many. Michael Jackson passed away because a doctor turned around and did all kinds of misuse of medicine. Like, and we're still watching all kinds of documentaries on it. So just because it's Selena doesn't mean I now get to tone off everything on there. Because now that it's one of us, all of a sudden we don't care about the story.
I remember clearly where I was on March 31st. I can tell you that. And it was like, I heard the news on the radio when it happened. And it was so crazy. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, my skin was like crawling when I heard the news.
So see, were you in East Coast or West Coast at the time?
I was in Miami at the time.
Yeah, see, I was in New Jersey when that happened.
March
And I'll tell you
31st.
what,
I don't know
we
where
just
I was at,
I
but-
was I know you guys,
I was somewhere.
yeah, you were somewhere when it happened.
Daisy.
For her, she just knew the world ended because that's what it's like.
I was singing and dancing to her music at a very young age. So
Yeah.
I see. I just knew of her, but I didn't like it wasn't on my playlist or anything like that. Back then we didn't have play. We just got cassettes.
oh yeah, cassettes.
Cassettes
I said, I heard the news on the
created
radio.
remixes. And
I was
stuff.
in the office and I was like, and then breaking news, and that's what happened.
But anyways, up to you guys. Whether you watch it or don't watch it, that's completely
Let
up
us
to
know.
you.
We can do a poll. Are you gonna be watching?
Yeah. Put it in the comments. Are you going to be watching it, not watching it? I know what your
Are you
answer is
gonna
going
be
to be
watching
already because I know
Yolanda?
where the majority of
It's
our
called
audience
Selena
is.
Yolanda, the secrets between
Yeah,
them.
Selena and Yolanda, the secrets between them. So, and obviously this is the side of Yolanda. So, it's up to you as to whether or not you want to believe this girl. Mind you, we should have a coming out party if she turns around and decides to leave jail and just show up in front.
Listen, the memes out there waiting for her when that happens is just, crazy.
It is what it is. It's not for me to decide who gets the documentary and who doesn't.
But going back to players on Netflix, we just attended the red carpet event this Wednesday,
fun.
and it was so much fun. The film was hilarious. I laughed a lot. Did you guys laugh?
I did. I actually liked it.
It was
it's not
nice
my
to
cup
see
of tea, just
No?
because I'm not I don't. There's certain aspects of the film that I'm just not a fan of, so to speak. But me personally, I think that they did a good job for the topic.
Rom-com.
I'm a sucker for rom-coms, and people don't realize rom-coms are not really realistic. You literally watch rom-coms to get sucked into that unrealistic life of romance and comedy.
Okay, but I know people who are like them, so
Yeah, but not only like them, it's just as for a time, especially in the 90s, it became like a standard of people thought that's how what dating was supposed to be like or something
You
like
watch them
that.
to get away from the real world. You
Serendipity
watch them
and,
to
you know,
feel, you feel something inside.
The
You're like,
Notebook.
you feel
It became like,
giddy.
you know,
so
especially
just
from...
out of curiosity, were you players? And this is kind of a weird question coming from my end. Were you players in high school, or did you get played?
Right?
I don't know. I will say I don't think either or. I think
Because they were
I don't know.
professional,
so. They were professional players in this, and they came up with plays, and they had a name for each play. So, if you guys had a play, what would the name of the play be?
You know, a playbook on your dating and your
It
strategy.
could be like Smooth and Criminal, or I don't know, like
Smooth and criminal.
or like I'm
We're going
I'm
back to
thinking
Ted Bundy.
Ted
No, just kidding. Going back to the true crime. I don't know if I had that kind of game the way that
I
they
know,
have in
right?
this show.
Okay, if the name of your
3-2-1.
play had one word, what would it be?
What about you, Jovi?
I don't know. Something comes out like a 3-2-1. I don't know, 3-2-1. I just did not.
You didn't have a play. You
It
weren't
seems
a
like
player?
it's a hard question because I was
It's a very
asking this
hard-
at the red carpet and everybody's like, I can't think of anything.
They actually did a whole movie about
and
it.
they
but
couldn't think of
what
anything for
their-
themselves. Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, just to be cute, we'll call it the quarterback sneak.
You
Quarterback
see?
sneak. Okay,
That's
Yovi,
fine.
what's yours?
I just came up with something like, I'm like, the 3-2-1, but I, like, you know, you got to figure out where to
figure out where to go from there?
Yeah,
She's
the
like, it's gonna
3-2-1.
take you 3, 2, 1 to get to know me.
Yeah, you know, right?
For those of you who haven't seen it, look, it's streaming on Netflix now. You can actually watch it. This movie is about a group of friends that literally are each other's wingmen to try and land a date
plot.
or a
Yeah.
one-nighter with whatever partner they find in the room. And so depending on whose turn it is, they actually will kind of support and create a whole storyline so that this person has a definite shot for leaving the bar or the location in there. Now, there's a plot twist in it because obviously Gina's character at one point wants to fall in love, find somebody that she wants to, and then I'm not going to turn around and
I was
give-
gonna say, and she gets.
and she gets,
I don't wanna say the
you
word.
know, we don't want to turn around. And so what we want to do is,
Don't giveaways.
I wasn't a player in high school. I was never a player at any point in my life. So for me,
So you don't know
I'm
how
like,
to
you would
play
have
the
a
game.
crush
I
on
don't
somebody,
know.
but you literally plot in order, like,
I
okay, let
didn't
me
do
come
that.
across.
That wasn't a thing for me. Like I wasn't gonna sit there and go, "Hey guys, here, this is what we're gonna do." So, because Gina went to extreme in this show, like she was,
yeah.
she was
planned it
very
all out.
calculated, very calculated.
She had a neighbor. She was calculating what that person.
She had a
liked.
crew, okay?
Yeah,
A
I
friend.
mean, but even the one that she was doing on her own, she did research. like,
Yes.
what that dude liked, how to put it in front of his face. Even if she didn't like it, she was just trying to just catch on to his feels and all kinds of stuff, so she can get what she wanted, and then boom, that was the end of it. And so it was just It's an interesting movie. I'll give it for those of you who are
Nobody asked me what my play would be.
What is your play?
It would be cafecito con.
That's not a play. That's a plug.
Because you gotta get
like-
coffee with me, and then you'll
She's
see.
like, you never can miss out on that one.
That I'm a
That's
Gemini?
a good one. That's a good one.
The fact that
She's
her,
like, can we get coffee? Can we get
the
coffee?
fact that her tagline is the same as her play is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
you know, right?
Very clever, right?
So,
Cafecito con-
so if you want to see if if you want to have play, that's what you do. Just
You
go give her
cannot.
cafe. She's like the simplest person on
I
earth.
know, seriously.
Everybody wants to grab a cup of coffee. There
All
we go.
right. So we got a final thought. This one's a little
Somber note.
serious.
Yeah, on a somber note.
But I always find a topic. I think there's few that come around that really kind of hit home, and this is one of them. So I want to take you to the horrific events that took place in the Kansas City Chiefs parade. I'm not going to go into the politics. You guys can fight that all of you want. To be frank, I kind of cringe every single time I see, comments immediately after lives are lost about, oh, it's because of this policy and that. Look, none of that matters. What matters at the end of the day is that somebody's life was lost. And what we should be doing in a moment like that is making sure that we run to the support and aid of those individuals, especially their family members who have lost that individual. In this case, one of those families was Kansas City radio DJ Lisa Lopez Galvan, who was a mother of two, killed in the shooting following the Chiefs Super Bowl celebration rally. What really sucks about what happened here is that they, created a GoFundMe for this family. And it's bad enough that we can't support the family themselves and we try to politicize everything. But then we turn around and we decide we want to destroy the people who want to help, the people who are going to be struggling. So they started a GoFundMe for her. And immediately one of the people that went and supported, we were talking about Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs. So Taylor Swift went ahead and actually supported this family. She gave, I think it was $100,000 to this cause to make sure that the family was taking place. Immediately, those same idiots that I was telling you about that create all these type of issues for Latinos in film and are the same people who immediately decided to create a scandal on social media, criticizing the amount. So Taylor Swift, the first argument is Taylor Swift is a billionaire and therefore she should have given more than $100,000. And then the second one was, oh, there's an option for you to put anonymous donation. Why did she feel like she had to do her name? First of all, here's my final thought. To those of you who felt like you had a moral high ground to make that stupid ass argument, my question to you is, what the hell did you do? How much did you give? How much did you support? How many letters did you send? How many things did you do to support the family? Because if your time was wasted on social media bitching about somebody else who supported you, I only have one phrase for you, and that's shut the hell up. Let the people who are there to support do the support without having to meet the vitriol. Taylor Swift isn't known to do things just for publicity standards. Okay, she's a public figure, and everything she does is going to be a publicity move. She gave $100,000, which is more than I'm pretty sure that fundraiser was going to raise by many individuals. The importance of that is somebody's life was lost. And it doesn't matter who gave it, what gave it, under the circumstances, the fact is that they gave it. Spend your time on the internet supporting the families who have lost somebody than to be supporting your stupid egos on social media just because you feel like you got a point to prove while being one of the most useless people on the planet. And that's my final thought. And if you're tuning into the show, I'm sorry I ended it with a note, but I just felt like compelled to do that because I don't want one day for me to turn around and be able to give a donation. I'm getting chastised because why I gave that amount. I gave that amount because that's the amount I felt to give. Okay, and I decided to support because I felt like I needed to support to give. If you have so much problems with it, do it yourself. Find a better way for you to do it. If not, hide and don't say anything because it's irrelevant. The only thing that matters was the family of Lisa Lopez Galvan and whether or not we can take care of them as they go through this tragedy and this loss, children, husband, and The rest just doesn't matter. The rest just doesn't matter. So that is our show. I'm Rafael. That is Jovi. That is Daisy. And we're out.